like you said, we've had great partners and delivering our game in Spain for a long time, and we hope that will only increase. Our goal is to make the game as available as possible to fans in as many windows. We know sometimes time of day and other things, but the opportunity to provide our game, as many of our games, to fans in the market is a real factor. And media and the right media partnerships is part of that. We've seen good growth in Spain over the years, not only in fan numbers, but in viewership and in social engagement, and in those people who are watching games on our Game Pass, our direct consumer products. So that our model, as in the US, is around how do we deliver our game to fans in the best possible way, in language, in order to make sure they can connect with our game. The Super Bowl is a big part of that. So many people become connected to our game through the spectacle that is the Super Bowl. So yes, we watch it on a weekly basis, and it factors into everything.
We have a special message for Zoom.
Para todas las personas que están en Zoom, les recordamos que deben levantar su mano y acá el equipo les dará acceso para sus preguntas.
Thank you. We'll stay on the far right.
Question for Peter. Jason Leisure with the Chicago Sun-Times. What factors will you consider in picking the teams that make sense for this game? What's your interest level in putting the Bears there? And theoretically, that would be as a visiting team, I assume.
Thank you for that. Yes. We'll certainly, the teams who have rights there, currently the Bears and the Dolphins, as I mentioned, that'll be a consideration because they are leaning into the market. Obviously, a lot of variables go into our scheduling process every year, and the more international games we have, the more variables are added. To your second point, in 2025, since it is an AFC year to be a designated team, if the Bears were to be part of the game, it would very likely be as a visitor, yes.
Stay far right. With the microphone, thank you. Go ahead, sir.
Oh, okay. 11 Sports, The Zone, the American football community in Belgium, a small country, Belgium, but with passionate fans. And no, I'm not going to ask for a game in Belgium, although Brussels is the capital of Europe. My question has to do with something else. We have seen players like Christian Okoye, the Nigerian Nightmare, Sebastian Vollmer from Germany, now George Karlaftis from Greece, that if players from a country are playing in the NFL, that suddenly it opens a whole new universe for that country and, of course, for its viewership. What is the NFL planning to do to get those players from the countries, not just broadcast in 190 countries, but get them actually into the NFL? Are there plans for that?
Absolutely. That international player pathway is critical. And to your point, you know, you mentioned a George Karlaftis playing in this game this weekend, who will have the Greek flag on his helmet and representing proudly his heritage. That number of international and foreign-born players in the NFL is growing every year. The number of foreign-born players in Division I college football is growing rapidly every year. Having that practice squad player, so you have more players in the ecosystem. We are probably the best example I can cite is the NFL Academy in the UK at Loughborough University. That is the model for identifying great talent around the world at the high school age, at the teenage age. And that academy, as you may know, has athletes from, I believe, 13 countries who are studying there, practicing the game, and then that pipeline is very strong into NCAA college football and over time into the NFL. We hope to and likely to open up similar academies in different parts of the world to create that great experience. So it starts at flag, learning the game, and then there's an opportunity for those who choose to get into tackle, our academy system, the international player pathway. I expect the international and foreign-born players within the NFL representing so many countries to grow rapidly in the years ahead.
Center left in the back.
Thank you. Gonzalo Alvarado with CNN en Español Deportes. Now we have seen the NFL is in Mexico, now it's going to expanding to Brazil. Are there any more countries along the lines of NFL to be coming to? And if so, what would be the requirements for these countries to meet in order to have the NFL present? Thank you.
That's specific to Latin America? Okay. Yes, we obviously have tremendous fan bases that are growing across Latin America. To your point, or to the conversation earlier, more and more media distribution. I think you'll see more teams who are actively engaging across Latin America, beyond Brazil, beyond Mexico. So no plans as of this moment as it relates to games. But certainly as we look to cultivate our fans across Latin America, who knows what the future will hold. Those criteria, as you describe, are similar. We do look at the fan base, the stadia, the partnership opportunities, the media opportunities as we evaluate those decisions. And we know the game in Brazil, all that we're doing in Mexico, certainly the game in Spain, we hope will resonate across Latin America and across our Latin American fan base. Stay here on the left-hand side.
Thank you. Michael McQuaid, Pro Football Ireland. Buenos dias y felicidades to Real Madrid and the people of Spain who are NFL fans. Two-part question just for you, Peter. Firstly, Real Madrid are an institution in Spain. How impressed have you been with not their new facilities, but how they've been able to transform that stadium into another world-class venue? And secondly, it would be amiss of me not to say this is a historic day for the NFL, but it's been a historic season. The Jaguars and the Steelers on the island of Ireland, both Northern Ireland and the Republic, have been working for the Global Markets Programme. We've had over 500 people at a sold-out watch party in Croke Park. Just talk to me about your thoughts on that and just the future steps ahead.
Thank you. In terms of Real, beyond